These are your future employers. Today, they will give you the opportunity to impress them with your interviewing skills. In the interview, you will face a panel of executives watching your every move. You've prepared for this with your teachers, industry mentors, and lots of practice. Don't blink. Now, it's your turn.
I think the key to getting a job interview executed at a high level is to realize, first of all, that the job interview is not about you. The saying that the customer is always right applies to a job interview. And at a job interview, the customer is the employer.
My name is Topanga, and I had my mock interview today. In my English class, we had a speaker come and talk to us about how to act and how to dress during an interview. One of the things that stuck out to me the most was when he said confidence is key, because nobody wants to hire someone that isn't confident about themselves.
There are certain personal traits that every employer is going to find valuable. Number one is confidence. You need to be affirmative. You need to be able to be someone that others want to feel comfortable giving responsibility to. Likeable is a very important part of job interviewing. At the end of the day, no matter your experience, no matter your skills, if you're not liked, you won't be hired.
The first impression is the only impression, so you want to greet the individual with a direct eye contact. You want to have a smile. A firm handshake is imperative to where you actually grasp the other person's hand, regardless if they offer you a weak handshake, because you're portraying an impression of confidence and being assured of yourself.
During the interview process, we were very nervous.
First, when I entered the room, I was terrified, not knowing what to expect. And then they handed us a sheet of paper with a few questions they would ask us.
Being able to know what to expect, I think, was a huge part in overcoming that.
Preparing is the key. You won't be able to execute a good job interview unless you've prepared to do so. If you're out on a date and someone says, "Why did you ask me out?" and you answer, "Because I'm lonely and desperate," they'll feel insulted. An interviewer will always ask you, "What do you know about our company?" And if you don't know anything, that's an insult.
The things I look for in a resume are that one, they're grammatically correct, and two, they're formatted correctly. If those two are present, then the person will usually get an interview.
So my 11th grade students came to me this year with a resume already in hand electronically. Students went into the computer lab and made revisions based on what they needed to add, and every kid pretty much had things to add, which was a good sign. Several students even did a third revision. Then the students had them in class when they had their interview training.
Employers read resumes the same way that you read billboards as you drive down the highway at 75 miles an hour.
One of the things that I encourage the students is to make sure that their name is of a font that is larger than anything that's in the body of the resume.
To make your resume pop and stand out, one thing that should have near the top are your skills.
When I'm doing an interview, the key traits that I'm looking for are enthusiasm, and exhibits that confidence in their words, in their tone, in their language, and their mannerisms. Someone that you'd want to have with you working side by side.
Afterwards, we felt really accomplished, and we felt very confident in what we were doing, and we learned a lot from the whole thing.
Take interview questions, get with your friends, have them ask you those interview questions, and record yourself. Then no one needs to tell you if you did well or if you did not do well. Listen back to the recording of yourself answering those questions and ask yourself the question, would I hire that person? When you say yes, you're ready to be hired by someone else.